If we take a look at just a quick sketch of this graph, it's going to have its parabola at 1, -4, maybe somewhere down here. It's kind of a wide parabola. Okay, and then we have our -1, -1 center, and it looks like it's a trans y, and looks like it's maybe going to be at -4 is one asymptote, or sorry, one vertex, and so it's going to look like this. And the other vertex probably looks like it's going to be at somewhere around here, and we're going to have this hyperbola like that. Okay, so I don't know, it looks like this one is, since this one does tend to go out, it eventually will intersect with this parabola, which is going to come eventually kind of start curving up. Okay, so this is not the nicest graph, but this gives you an idea. Oh, that's not a very good graph at all. It's going to give you an idea of this system. Okay, it's going to look something like that. The hyperbolas are going to be more this shape like this, okay, with asymptotes. Okay, so it looks like I think the vertices match, so it looks like there's 3 solutions here. So let's do this algebraically. So again, it looks like I can substitute, if I substitute for y, it's going to be messy, so it looks like the x plus 1 squared, I'm just going to solve for that x plus 1 squared. So equation 1, I get x plus 1 squared is going to be equal to y, I'm going to get rid of that -4, and then I'm going to get rid of the divide 8 like that. Okay, so there's my substitution that I'm going to use. Okay, so there's my x there. I'm going to do that substitution. I'm going to use that for my substitution. Okay, so plugging it in to equation 2, it looks like this. 8y plus 4 over 16 minus y plus 1 squared over 9 equals -1. So there's my substitution here. I'm going to get rid of that denominator by multiplying through by the lowest common denominator. So I'm going to multiply through by 144. So I end up with 16, this divided by 16 is 9, so I get 9 times 8, or 72, y plus 4, minus, okay, I'm just going to work out the coefficients first. This is going to be 144 divided by 9 is 16, y plus 1 squared equals -144. Okay, so there's my system with one variable. I just need to expand this and solve the quadratic. Okay, so 72 times 4, that looks like to be 288 minus 16 y squared plus 2y plus 1 is equal to -144. I'm going to move that -144 over in a minute. So here we end up with, well, I need to make sure I expand those brackets out first. There's a negative there, so I have to be extra careful with that negative. I'm going to get -16y squared minus, because that's a -16 times 2, 32y minus 16 plus 144. Okay, so grouping my terms, 16y squared. I'm going to end up with collecting my y terms. It looks like I can get it plus 40y. And then grouping these terms, looks like I'm going to end up with 144 plus 288. Let's see if I can do that a little bit easier. That's going to be 128. So 16 minus 144 is 128. Okay, so that's going to give me 120. So it's going to be 416 equals 0. Okay, I'm just going to get my calculator, just make sure of my addition subtraction here. So I had 288 plus 144 minus 16. Okay, so 416. Okay, so it looks like I common factors here. In fact, it looks like I have common factors of 8. Okay, so I'm going to divide everything by 8. Okay, so I'm going to end up with negative 8 2y squared plus, sorry, that's going to be minus 5y minus 52. And that's equal to 0. Okay, so then I need to solve for y. Let's just plug it into the quadratic formula. So I get 5y equals 5 plus minus square root 25 minus 4 times 2 times negative 52. And that's all over 4. So working that out, 25 minus minus is plus. Okay, it's equal to 441. Oh, that looks like it's a perfect square. Okay, so I get y equals 5 plus minus square root of 441. Okay, which is 20, works out to be a nice perfect square of 21. Okay, so this works out to be 5 plus minus 21 over 4. So that's going to be 26 over 4. Okay, so let's work out the decimal for that actually. 26 over 4 is 6.5. And y also equals, that's going to be 4.5 or negative 4.5. Okay, so those are my x and y coordinates. Sorry, my y coordinates here. Okay, 6.5 and negative 4.5. Okay, I think I did that correctly. Okay, so then solving for my x here, so I'll do this in a different color. When y equals 4.5, y equals 6.5, I'm going to solve for my x. Okay, I'm going to solve for my x by plugging it back into this equation 1 here. So I get x plus 1 squared is equal to 8 times 6.5 plus 4. Okay, and x plus 1 squared, that's going to be 10.5 times 8, so that's going to be 84. So I get negative 1 plus minus square root 84. Okay, so my coordinates then are going to be negative 1 plus square root 84 and 6.5. Okay, it's going to be negative 1 minus square root 84 and 6.5. Okay. Oh, so wait a minute here. I think I made a mistake with this. What's 5 minus 21 is 16, isn't it? Okay, so that's just going to be minus 4. Okay, so my other solution is y equals minus 4. And again, I should have actually known that because that looks like that was my solution here, right? At minus 4. Okay, so y equals minus 4. Okay, plugging that in back into equation 1, I get x plus 1 squared is equal to 8. And it's going to be minus 4 plus 4. That's 0. So x equals negative 1. Okay, so I have x equals negative 1 and y equals negative 4 as my other coordinates. So just highlighting those 3 solutions. There's 1, 2, 3 solutions. And they correspond with these 3 solutions that I would have kind of predicted based on just a sketch of my graph 1, 2, and the vertex 3.